T-Dot Records presents City View.
Hello, welcome to T-Dot's Records City Views. Today we're here with Alyssa Tess.
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. What genre of music do you consider your work to be?
I consider myself mostly a singer-songwriter, but I definitely have a lot of pop influence. And I really enjoy jazz, and that's what I'm studying at school right now, so I'm hoping more jazz comes into my style as well.
Cool, that's cool. When did you start?
That's kind of a loaded question. I've been singing for as long as I can remember. My mom would say that I started singing before I could even talk. But the first time I got on a stage and performed in front of people was when I was 7 years old at a local singing competition. And after that, I was hooked. And music was my thing.
That's cool, that's good. Who are your music influences?
Oh my goodness. I'm madly in love with Ed Sheeran. I think he's absolutely great. And I definitely can't deny that Taylor Swift is an influence of mine. She's pretty cool. I also like a lot of Canadian artists as well, like Rita May is a super favorite of mine, Serena Ryder. And then there's a trio called The Good Lovelies, and they're really great and inspiring too.
Okay, nice. Which albums did you grow up listening to?
I don't know. I listened to a lot of radio growing up. I'm definitely a radio baby. A lot of top 40 stuff. But my dad is also really into jazz, and I think that's maybe where I got into that. And he's a big fan of classic older tunes as well, so it was pretty eclectic.
Okay, nice. What would be your dream collaboration with any singer or producer or?
Ooh, that's a good question. Honestly, I think I'd have to go with Ed Sheeran, just because I love his style of writing. I love his voice. I love everything he does on stage and in the studio. So I think it'd be really cool to collaborate with him.
Yeah, of course, that'd be cool. Have you performed in Toronto, and what venue was your favorite performance?
Ooh, yeah, I performed in Toronto a fair bit. I first moved here right out of high school, so that was in 2015, 2016. I performed in a lot of little bars and some sketchy ones too. I actually did a Sounds of the City showcase with you guys in March in 2018. But my favorite performance was at the Mod Club. There was a showcase for Raw Artists Canada, and they just select artists and painters and jewelry makers, and they had a showcase night, and it was at the Mod Club, and so I played to a pretty packed house, and it was really cool.
That's cool, yeah. In what ways has your new music changed from when you first started?
Oh, well, when I first started, it was definitely very pop. I started writing songs when I was 10 too, so some of the lyrics were super cheeseballs, you know? Now I hope that my music is more mature. I definitely find myself focusing on relationships, both in my actual life and fictional relationships that I make up. Love stories, breakups, emotions, all that good stuff. And lyrics are really important to me, and connecting with people is really important to me. So I hope that comes through in my music and my writing.
Nice. What would be your dream venue to perform at?
I don't know. There's so many good places. I don't know if I specifically have a dream venue. Sure, it'd be cool to sell out Madison Garden or whatever,
Yeah.
but I don't even need that. Just playing in places across Canada or in Europe would be cool. So.
Yeah, that's fun. Which songs do you perform most frequently? Do you ever play covers?
Yeah, I do play covers. I love covering Ed Sheeran, as we know. One of my favorite tunes to cover is actually a song by Rita May. It's called Ooh Love. It's on the radio all the time. I like that one because I have a foot tambourine, so I bring that out for it, and it's fun. But yeah, I perform a lot of my originals I released an EP in October 2017, so it has 4 songs on it that I love to perform, and so I play those all the time.
Alright, nice. Who writes your songs?
Me, just little old me.
That's good. Are you working on any current projects?
Right now I'm kind of in like the middle stages of figuring out what I want to do next. Because in my program at Humber College, we have to make an album in 4th year. I'm currently in 2nd year, so I'm like, what should I do in between that time? So I'm dabbling with the idea of like coming out with a Christmas single or a Christmas album, or even just releasing some of my own stuff on YouTube or like on SoundCloud or something. So I'm not sure yet, but my music is definitely evolving into a new phase, and so in the next little bit, it's going to be shared with the world, and it's going to be cool.
Alright. What drew you to the music industry?
A handful of things actually. When I first performed when I was 7, I really loved it. I love music. I love how being on stage makes me feel. I like connecting with people and meeting new people. But when I came to Toronto after high school, I started meeting more musicians in the industry, and I just learned about how diverse it is and how there's so many different and cool ways to make money in this industry that there's so many options, you almost can't comprehend it all. And so I think that diversity is what really draws me to it, because it's really like there's so many options and possibilities are endless on where the music industry can take you. So I think that's cool.
Okay. What are your music career goals?
I don't know yet. In the big scheme of things, I love to write, I love to perform, but in the end, really my goal is to be in the industry, make money in the industry, and love what I'm doing every single day. So I'm not sure what that looks like yet, but I think it's possible.
Okay. How can fans access your music?
Oh, lots of ways. So I have songs on iTunes. You just look me up, Alyssa Tess. They're also on Spotify, available everywhere for streaming. I have a YouTube channel, and I also have a website, www.alyssatess.com, and you can find all my stuff there too.
That's great. Will you be performing live soon?
Yeah, I'm actually in the middle of booking more Toronto gigs right now, but I have a gig back in Barrie, which is where I'm from, in February, and I have a couple gigs already lined up for the summer, but I'm hoping that in the next couple weeks I'll have even more in the city, so
Okay,
I'll be
that's
busy.
good. That's good. Alright, so any shout outs to anybody you wanna shout out?
Like people to say hi to?
Yeah, like anyone, just whatever you want.
Oh.
Shout out to my mom. Shout out to
Hi, Mom. How's it going? Yeah, I'll say hi to my mom and my family and my friends in Barrie and Toronto. I hope you're all listening. And yeah, that's good. I'll say hi to my cat. Hi, Macy.
Alright. So that's it for questions. Do you want to sing something or?
Sure.
Alright,
Yeah.
let's hear it.
Do you want like a background on the song?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
That would be good.
Alrighty, I can do that then. Just need a sec to tune it here.
No problem.
Cool. Okay. So this song is called My Guitar. It's a single of mine. It's on iTunes. This song is about my first guitar and the story behind it. My mom bought it from an older gentleman, and he loved his guitar. He was a musician his whole life, but in his older years he got arthritis in his hands, and it was so bad that he could no longer play. And so his only condition for selling the guitar was that whoever bought it had to promise that it would be played. And I heard that, and I was like, oh my goodness, that is a song. And the fact that this guitar passed through my mom's hands, my younger brother's, like, it brought so much music into my life. And so this is kind of my thank you song to him. It was the year of '69, Woodstock came to town. The young hippie grabbed his bag and hit the road. With his guitar on his back, he met his friends in the band, and every girl at the show would ask, "Will you play your guitar for me? Sing a little melody. Watch as we dance around. Play the chords all night and the strings so sweet. Will you play your guitar for me?" He outgrew his tie-dye days and finally settled down with the girl of his dreams. His son came 2 years later, and after dinner every night, his boy and she would ask, "Daddy, play your guitar for me. Sing a little melody. Watch as we dance around. Play the chords all night and the strings so sweet. Will you play your guitar for me?" Like a bird needs a song, his music carried on as grandchildren gathered at his feet. They would giggle and laugh at his faces and jokes, and the young ones would always ask, "Grandpa, play your guitar for me. Sing a little melody. Watch as we dance around. Play the chords all night and the strings so sweet. Will you play your guitar for me?" The ad was found in the paper, for sale was all it read. When I called him up, he fought the tears and whispered as he said, "All I want is for this guitar to be played lovingly. It brought me so much joy through the years. But my wife is gone and my kids have grown, and the pain won't let me play. So will you play my guitar for me? Sing a little melody. Make your own memories. Play the chords all night and the strings so sweet. Will you play my guitar for me? Will you play my guitar for me? Will you play my guitar for me?
That was a really nice song.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for playing it. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me. This has been so fun.
Yeah.